Shock Journal Radio. Shock Journal Radio brings you NFL Talk Late Night. Just two hardcore fans talking football after their kids have gone to bed, and they invite you to join our conversation. If there's a hot topic or even a cold topic, these chumps will be drawing it up every night. So leave those nudie sites alone and call us. And if you're lucky, they might give you my number. NFL Talk Late Night from Shock Journal Radio.
Oh, good evening, Jock Stars. I'm glad to see everybody here listening to us on a Wednesday from our new location here on Spreaker. Boy, it's going to be an interesting ride. I've had a long talk with Blog Talk Radio, and they are nothing but classy, and I'm going to tell everybody about that and explain what happened today and with what's going on there. But before we begin, I'm Nash.
And I'm Matt.
And you're listening again to NFL Talk. Hey guys, so here's what we're doing. We had to move over to a different format so everybody could listen to what we have here on this location. This allows us to stream live to our site and not have to send people over to Blog Talk Radio and to mess around with what they have there. And I had this long conversation with them today, and it was kind of a little intimidating because I was worried that I was going to be in breach of a contract or something to that extent, but nothing like that occurred. They were understanding. They seemed to be okay with it, and we're even at a point where we're going to syndicate our content back over to them. At the end of the show, we're just going to toss it over there, and they're going to continue providing us coverage and exposure, as well as, get this, ad revenue from everything that we send over there, and people listen through our archives and such. So if you want to listen to any one of our podcasts, just go on over to Blog Talk Radio. All that will be right there for anybody to listen to at any time and any place. So, Matt, are you ready for the holidays?
I mean, yeah, I'm super excited. We're leaving you probably know, I don't know if I told everyone out there, I'm going on vacation, and the first vacation I've taken in a long time. My wife's family's from Wisconsin. My kids have been raised in Texas for the most part since they were really little, so they've never really seen snow. So we are leaving, and we're going up to the Wisconsin Dells. We rented an awesome place up there. We're going to spend some time and just get away for 2 weeks and come back right before Christmas so they can spend some time with their mom just, for Christmas Eve. But I get them for 2 weeks, and we get to go have a blast, and we're super excited to get out of here. So yeah, I'm way excited for it.
Nice. And that's some good quality family time, the type of time you don't normally get. And for those who don't know and are worried that you may not get your daily dose of Matt, only on a couple of occasions. There will only be 3 nights that Matt's not going to be with us on the show, and we're going to have Frank Sprankle from the morning show joining us for at least 2 of those shows, and we're going to have a third person filling in for the last week, right before Christmas hits, right before the holidays and everything else. So Matt, I'm doing this thing now. I'm on a semi-vacation. I'm doing a thing now where I'm like dying for the opportunity to watch some Christmas movies. I've actually gone to Netflix and mapped out, because the next couple of days I don't really have a whole lot to do. I'm going to map out what we are doing for Christmas movies, and we're just going to sit and watch them. Some of my favorites are the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, the Toy Story, what Debbie Does Santa. That's a pretty good one. What are yours? What fits you as far as your favorite holiday movies?
A Christmas Story, but then the other ones that we see a ton of. Right, I have kids. I have 3 boys, so The Grinch. That's one of the classics with Jim Carrey. He's so good in that.
Classic? Can you call it a classic yet? It's only
yes. The Grinch. The story of The Grinch has been a classic.
Okay.
But as long as I've been, maybe as long as since I've had kids, that's something we've watched every Christmas. We're going to watch that movie. And my personal favorite, Love Actually, favorite Christmas movie of all time. Probably one of my favorite movies in general of all time. Great movie, and we'll obviously be watching that one as well.
My number one favorite, and this is going to be our text question of the night, our Shock the Jock question, is to send us a link tonight to your favorite Christmas movie. If you don't have a link, just go ahead and send us a title. We'll look it up. But we want to know what your favorite Christmas movie is tonight. So shock us with what your answer might be. To go ahead and text us, you text 77948. You type the word text, space, and then your message. Pretty easy, just like it was all the other time. But my number one favorite movie, drum roll, Die Hard.
Oh, that is kind of a Christmas movie. Yeah, I remember when he's singing that. Oh, the fire outside isn't that what he's singing during? That's a great one.
He's got his limo driver in the car, and he's all jamming out to like Jingle Bells, but the rock version of it for the 1989 or something like that. I love Die Hard, and it's maybe not like full blown like, oh, it's so sentimental Christmas.
I could see you so wanting to be that guy Die Hard. You so want to be Bruce Willis in that. Oh, I have an idea. Yes, definitely.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
No. You just tried to do it. That was good. That was a fail, but that was a nice try.
Yeah, you just wait until this guy is caught in the Nakatora building with only his shoes off and a wife beater shirt and climbing through rafters with a bunch of terrorists in there. I saw the movie. I know what to do.
I would love to see that version. We should make that version. It would be a 3-minute clip of you sucking your thumb in the fetal position and whimpering like a baby. I would love to see. You're like, I've got this. Don't worry. And then you just curl up and start sucking your thumb.
No, I think it would probably be the opposite. I would probably be like this guy who thinks he's like super crazy badass, and I'd be like climbing through the rafters, and next thing you know, I just fall through, and then somebody shoot me in the head, and it'd be over. But it would be a badass. It would be a badass story if I could live to tell it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be awesome to see. I would I would love to see that version of that movie. Good.
Yeah. There's so many out there, so many good holiday movies. I want to hear what you believe is your number one holiday movie. So go ahead, text.
That's a Shock the Jock.
Yes.
Okay, that's our Shock the Jock for tonight. I don't know how much you can shock us.
Well, if you got a really good one or a really interesting one or a really awkward one, somebody, this is how this whole thing came up.
Christmas traditions, yeah.
I talked to somebody who honestly has a copy of Debbie Does Santa. I'm not joking. They really do. It's like 80s porn on a VHS, and they say they watch it every Christmas year to get in the mood. And then I really evaluated who my friends are, because what the hell am I doing with a guy who sits there and looks at 80s porn?
80s porn is so terrible, too.
It is. It's
really bad. The video quality is bad. It's
sound
just
quality.
Harry Bush after Harry Bush. The whole thing is just very uncomfortable. When I watch 80s porn, it's like that turns me. You could be in the mood, like, yeah, okay, phone out, you're ready. 80s porn, it's like, oh, okay, I'm done.
It's weird because I don't know why, but every time I see
creepy.
Yeah, it's like because those women, those images that you see of women in 80s porn,
I know where you're going with it.
Those are the same people you saw growing up as your parents.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You feel like you walked in on your parents accidentally. It's that feeling like, oh God. Okay.
Oh God, remove this from my mind. Yeah.
So terrible.
I would love to see a spoof version or a parody version in porn of The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Little Susie, whatever her name was, might have some interesting interludes. It could be horrible. I just got a text from the 763 who says, "Jingle all the way. It's so bad, it's good." Never mind, it's just bad. And that's a good text. Good text.
I like all those holiday movies that are just terrible. What's the one with Sinbad and Arnold Schwarzenegger where they're fighting over the toy? That's a good one, too.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking. I think I can vaguely remember it, but so many of these like bad Hollywood B movies are just that. Home Alone is a pretty good one. But
Home Alone's a great one.
Yeah.
Home Alone, like 1 and 2. 3 and 4, it was like, okay, get this kid a babysitter already or something.
Or I think it was like Home Alone 3, I think, still had Macaulay Culkin. I was like, man, that freaking kid can shave. Who cares if he's home alone? He's having a freaking house party. He's having bitches over and he's having cocktails. That's what's going on here. He's home alone and he's enjoying it. Okay.
Yeah. So what do we got here tonight? We got some good stuff to talk about, right? Some football's going on. I know I have some things, and I made a little bit of sneaky moves on the waiver wire today that I'm excited to talk about. And we have some injuries that have happened this week too.
All right. So let's get to it. Let's figure out first what's in the news.
So these idiots are talking news now? Are they pulling this off of Jock Journal? So I guess this proves they can read. What a joke.
Perfect. Okay, so guys, we're going to take a look at Jock Journal, literally, like this douchebag said so, and we're going to go ahead and begin to discuss what's in the news today from Jock Journal. So, first off, we got some pretty good matchups, and all the writers are talking about all these great matchups that are going on, but what gets me is I was fooled into believing at first, because I decided to go ahead and listen to the to Facebook, that Tom Brady was injured, and then I clicked the article and it says we fooled you, yada yada. However, there are some injuries that have taken some hold of some teams. Go ahead, and let's talk about the Rams for one. They've been horribly bitten by this injury bug, and they're not in contention for much of anything other than being the spoiler to a lot of players. But they're even considering picking up former Seattle Seahawk cornerback Kerry Williams, who was cut this season for just basically pouring a bad play after signing a 3-year, $18 million contract. What type of, with tight end Lance Kendricks being out, kicker Greg Zuerlein probably being out, all these people injured, defensive end Robert Quinn, TJ McDonald.
Yeah, he was put on injury reserve today.
Why are the Rams even playing at this point? I mean, really. I mean, nobody's coming to watch their games. And in fact, I guess only 4,400 tickets have been sold for this game, and they're as cheap as $6 a piece.
Oh,
What?
That's a steal. The sad part is people in Missouri, St. Louis at least, probably can't afford that. You ever been to St. Louis? It's not.
You know what? I gotta give you a
You
rib
could
shot.
get robbed for $6.
Yeah, no, you really could. People all over the place are going to be like trying to steal your shoes, as well as whatever. There's a lot of security at the games, and it's a mess. I would not want to be playing for the St. Louis Rams at this point. I would be looking for my nice new home in the in in a place like California, where I'm going to be next year. So
Yeah. No, that'd be great. The loss of Robert Quinn, and though he had to have been hurt all year, I think, because he didn't play anywhere near what he played last year. He just either he was hurt all season or he just didn't care what was going on. But the loss of him and Alex Ogletree, that defense they got nothing at that point. Aaron Donald's the best player they have on defense, and he's stepping up and doing well. But I mean, he's one guy, and they have some other good defensive players. But they're just not the same team without those guys on the team. And then when that defense falls, the offense never had much to begin with. But now you're putting them just in terrible positions. And it's going to be a rough, the season's almost over. They just have to muster through 4 more games. The sad part is anyone like me who traded for Todd Gurley halfway through the season after he had a couple good games thinking some of that was going to continue. Now I'm in the playoffs and I'm debating whether I start Todd Gurley or Antonio Andrews.
yeah. Oh, by the way, just to let you guys know, I totally forgot to give out the phone number tonight, and it's a new number, so bear with me, guys. We are having these growing pains of trying to get all this stuff out to our new listeners, and thank you guys for hanging in there and hanging tight with us. But the number to call the show tonight is 405-562-5463. Again, I'll say it slowly, and we're going to have to say it a couple of times tonight, Matt, so you might want to jot it down and throw it out there a couple of times in our little interludes. It's 405-562-5463. If you'd like to call in and have something to say to us, feel free to do so, even if it's just to tell us what your favorite holiday movie is, which reminds me, we got another one in. It's Elf with
that's a great movie. Yes, that's a classic movie.
Why can't I remember that guy's name? Will Ferrell. Thank you. God. Oh my God. It's and that's right there.
Classic.
That is a good movie. That is hilarious. The first time I watched it, I wasn't so enchanted with it, but then I watched it while completely buzzed out of my mind, and it automatically became extremely funny. So that's
Will Ferrell's always better that way.